I think what really grabs me about this new Superman movie is that it's not trying to make Superman more realistic. It's letting him be Superman, sincere, cosmic, mythic, even a little weird. And for the first time in decades, a live action Superman movie is proud to be a comic book movie. Let me tell you why that matters. Let's start with something that's been hiding in plain sight for decades. Superman movies have pulled from modern stories focusing on realism, inner turmoil, and his alienation. But the Silver Age Superman, he was different. He built robots in his fortress, he juggled planets, he traveled through time with the Legion of Superheroes, he smiled because he wanted to help. James Gunn said it himself in an interview. The biggest tonally novel thing about this new Superman film is the sci-fi Silver Age Superman stuff, robots, etc., that has never been in a live action film. Now, that quote is not just trivial. It's the key to everything about this new movie. That's why I am excited because this is not a reinvention, it's a restoration. The Silver Age Superman on the big screen, that is a huge deal. So, what tone is James Gunn chasing? He said it over and over again. It's All Star Superman. And that's what makes my heart sing. That is my favorite Superman story of all time. 100% recommend. If you have not checked it out, there's an animated movie, but the comic is the blueprint. And I've made videos about this before. Probably will make videos about it again. All Star Superman is not about origin stories or epic battles. It's about kindness. That is Superman's greatest strength. Imagination, sacrifice. It's about what Superman does when he knows he's dying and decides to leave Earth better than he found it. And that's something that I strive for in my own life. I want to leave things better than I found them. I want to make an impact. And why did I have to be there? Why did I have to exist? Well, it's because I wanted to make this impact. There's a page in All Star Superman, a single panel really, where Superman saves a stranger from ending her own life, not with force, but with compassion. That's the Superman. That's what this new Superman movie is reaching for. And here's the here's the other thing that James Gunn said. I was thinking a lot about graphic novels more than movies when making this. That mindset shifts everything. If you're looking for something new in this Superman movie, if you're saying, "Oh, I've already seen this before," Superman has been done time and time again. This is something that has not been really on the big screen before. James Gunn isn't teasing these ideas, he's delivering on them. At CinemaCon, he confirmed, yes, we have robots and monster babies and giant kaiju and all that stuff. We've even seen toy leaks that confirm a creature called Baby Joey, a LexCorp science experiment gone full Silver Age chaos. And yet, James Gunn insists the heart isn't lost. He says, but it's also grounded around these incredibly real relationships. And you saw that in the Clark and Lois kind of back and forth in that interview. That was fantastic. Um, it's it's about the grounded relationship of Clark and Lois. We've seen that in TV shows before, Lois and Clark and different things. But that's what excites me about this new movie. It's not embarrassed by Superman's strangeness. It's celebrating it. And for years, it's felt like studios were trying to explain Superman, justify him, make him suffer so we'd take him seriously. But James Gunn, he's trusting the audience to meet Superman where he is. He's not dragging him down to our level. He's lifting us up to his. That's why I'm excited because this Superman doesn't flinch from hope. He leans into it. And in 2025, that feels radical. Here's something else that caught my attention. This isn't a solo Superman film. We've got Mr. Terrific, Hawk Girl, Guy Gardner, Crypto, Metamorpho. There's a whole ensemble of characters, and James Gunn is introducing them all in this one film. Now, that would have been a disaster in the old DCU, but here, I think it works because the tone allows for it. This isn't a movie that needs to explain every origin, it trusts the audience. It feels like comic book logic in the best way. Now, I haven't talked about Lex Luthor yet. Nicholas Holt is playing him, and early reports say that he's going to be this scientific, philosophical version of Lex, less real estate tycoon and more man versus God obsessive. And that's like straight out of All Star Superman and the Silver Age. A Lex who doesn't just hate Superman, he fears the idea of him. And in a world of kaiju, robots, and experimental babies, that Lex suddenly feels dangerous again. Not because he's strong, but because he thinks he's right. From what we've seen, the film is bursting with bold colors and vintage futuristic design. Think the Fleischer cartoons mixed with Frank Quitely's soft surrealism. Gunn has even referenced drawing inspiration from Kingdom Come, Birthright, and like I said, All Star Superman. He's mentioned that a number of times in all of the press and interviews and things leading up to this, but not as adaptations. It's not going to be a one to one. It is the tone of those books, the tone of those works. And that is really important. It's not just a straight up, with all the live action Disney adaptations, and we even see the How to Train Your Dragon live action adaptation is out right now. This is not taking a specific work and translating it one to one. It's taking the tone of that work, letting that be a comic book, letting that stay in the original medium, and then transferring it over to a live action film. And so here's what's best about film. Here's what works about that. So that also has me excited because it's not something that an approach that we've seen before from most filmmakers. And what gets me about the film is it feels like James Gunn respects Superman. He's not trying to make him edgier, more modern. He's letting him be timeless. And there's been a lot of talk lately about superhero fatigue, but I don't buy that. People aren't tired of superheroes. They're tired of bad stories. Another quote that James Gunn said, I do believe that the reason why the movie industry is dying is not because of people not wanting to see movies. The number one reason is because people are making movies without a finished screenplay. And that was in that recent Rolling Stone article that just came out. I got to agree with that 100%. You look at the Marvel way of doing things, and the MCU side has been, let's just throw whatever sticks against the wall. We'll make it, we'll find it in the edit, we'll do it in post. We'll do it live. But this Superman movie, it has a voice. It has a point of view, a story that knows what it wants to say, and that's why I believe in it. So, what Silver Age weirdness are you hoping makes the cut? Fortress of Solitude robots. We saw that in the credits or in the trailer. Crypto monster babies. What of all this stuff that we've seen so far are you really looking forward to? I want to know in the comments down below. Let me know if you believe that comics are the greatest storytelling medium ever invented. Subscribe right here to This Comic Cooks, because right here we don't just talk comics, we let them cook.